I tried to get you on TV when I had my own show. And
this was on GB News?
Yeah. I actually had you as one of my key performance indicators or whatever. You know, you have to set targets for the year. I was like, I want to have Tommy Robinson on. Of course you can't do that. Like, what do you mean?
Who said that?
Everyone said that.
Everyone.
So there are certain people that I can have a conversation. So
Toxic Tommy.
Carl Benjamin, for example.
Yes.
I thought they'd see him as more mainstream, quite reasonable. I had a few battles with, you know, Mick Booker, formerly of The Express, other people in there trying to get him on. Couldn't even get him on. From the CEO, I said, can I get Katie Hopkins on? Because I want to have a sit down with her. He said, yeah, of course you can. I'm like, okay, cool. But then it didn't happen. Again, Mick Booker vetoed that one.
Mick Booker did.
Yeah. But for you in particular, the head of TV, Ben Briscoe, cannot stand you.
Ben Briscoe.
So this is the chap who booked you for GMB.
Ben, you don't even know me.
But this is, I'm going to be up front, right? This is a chap who, when I first met him, I assumed he was on-screen talent because he had more makeup on than any of the women in the place. I'm like, if you're a fully grown man walking around the place with a face full of makeup, there's something going on there. It shows me a set of values, right, that are not aligned with mine, that you're clearly hyper-liberal, because most men would not walk around like that. Doesn't matter what your sexuality or...
Is he homosexual?
He is.
Okay.
But most homosexual men I know would not walk around with a face full of makeup.
No, yeah.
But it just shows that level of comfort in a liberal environment. But he clearly said that one of the worst things he's ever done is have you on GMB. I mean, you started the conversations, the very important conversations that we're now starting to have. So GB News, to give them credit, had a great documentary on the Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. I got in serious trouble for using that terminology. They're grooming gangs. I'm like, no, they are raping young women. They're rape gangs, right?
Well, they didn't want you using the word rape.
No. We just call it what it is my philosophy.
And GB News are supposed to sell themselves as...
But even that, the number of people within the organisation that hated that documentary. So the chap who did it had to fight to get it on air.
The young lad?
Yep.
What was it like working at GB News?
Hated it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I really did. It wasn't a fun time. So people often say, I'm sorry you lost your job. I'm relieved, actually. It was liberating leaving. Or being fired. I didn't leave.
Why did you hate it?
Everything was a battle. When I sat down with the CEO and he said, look, Calvin, I get it. You're on a mission. I'm going to give you a platform. Get on with it. I was like, this is great. But GB News sold me a line. They saw that and they knew how to manipulate me. And I was supposed to launch my show from the beginning, actually, and it took well over a year to get my show launched just because of the way they work. But every important issue, so the lady got arrested for silently praying in her head. It took me 6 weeks to get her on.
Why? Why?
Because they'll come up to you and go, we can't have that topic, legal reasons. I'm like, well, give me more than that. I've got the book of media law. We've got a legal team over there. What are these legal reasons? Give me the reasons. Let's try and find a way to work around them. Or they go, Ofcom, can't do that one. But they're all liberal. I mean, there were some good people that were there. There really were. So I said to the CEO at the start, a lot of these people you're recruiting don't believe what we believe in terms of free speech. And he made me think he was a Christian too. But I said, look, what we need to do is hire people straight out of school and train them up. Or hire people that are older but have good Christian values and or believe in free speech. Get people that believe the same things we do and then give them the skills that they need to help. What we don't need to be doing is hiring people straight out of university that are already indoctrinated and or straight from the BBC or Sky that are coming here to say, look, we stuck it out at GB News, we're really good and we can work anywhere, that are undermining us. And he didn't listen. And it's full of people undermining everywhere you go. 5 minutes before I was going on air, they didn't like one of my monologues. So they came up to me and said...
Which monologue was it?
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
But the senior producer came up and said, we're not doing monologues anymore. I was like, what do you mean we're not doing monologues? I've written my monologue, we've got the show ready, we've all agreed it, it's been agreed with legal, been agreed with production, no, we're not doing monologues anymore, it's been agreed from above. I'm like, well, you need to get me in touch with whoever is above.
They're just cancelling your monologue.
Right. And then I just said, well, you're going to have to find another presenter then, because I give monologues on my show, you're going to have to get someone else, I'm not bothered. And of course they quickly changed their mind and said, no, let's go, let's do it. But
control.
Anything they can to control. It is controlled opposition. The people who are backing GB News have a game plan. One of the main financial backers of GB News...
The bloke who just bought a Telegraph, no?
Was bidding for the Telegraph. He didn't win it in the end.
Didn't he?
But he was bidding for the Telegraph. GB News have what? Nigel Farage is their flagship chap guy, right? They've also got Boris Johnson on board now. So they've got...
It's the establishment.
The two main charismatic figures of the centre right, the establishment, absolutely. At the same time, they've sent Nigel Farage into the jungle for reputational repair, so that he can become seen as this lovable rogue. And oh yeah, he did Brexit, but he's actually a nice guy. Right? He's going through that process in the jungle. It's not about £1.5 million at all. It's about his PR. And then he'll come out of that with a better, more broader reach, because he's already got the centre right in his pocket. People on the actual right, I think, have seen through him and seen that actually he's all about himself rather than what they believe in. But anyway, people on the centre right are still in his pocket. And so what the establishment have there is the centre, well, they would have had the centre right newspaper, the centre right television, the centre right potential future leader.
Do you think that to bring Boris Johnson in, to bring the main establishment players into that channel, they had to? Do you think they were already gearing to remove you?
So I don't think I was fired for defending Dan Wootton, for example.
You were one of the people who, there was a list, he's got to go, he's got to go. You
so
believe that?
I saw an article in Bloomberg that said that me and Neil Oliver and Lawrence Fox were going to be taken off air and pushed onto a new online platform. And then I messaged my CEO and I'm like, is there anything in this? And what did he say?
You got the message?
Oh, yeah. Let's catch up. Lots of exciting things.
So, yeah, there is. Yeah, we're sidelining you.
Yeah, Neil Oliver's managed to hang on, bless him. But
he's brilliant.
He'll be gone soon.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
He's the only one there that I would trust.
What do you say to the people who've watched GB News and who put their faith in GB News?
I don't think there are many of them left. But then after what's happened with me, Dan and Lawrence, the audience have realised that GB News isn't for free speech. It isn't
at all.
Not for the silent
How
majority.
can they sit there and sell it, and we're the home of free speech? I think.
In what way?
How can you even say that?
Yeah.
How can you even say that?
And the audience has been dwindling. I mean, it sunk massively the week after we were off air, and the week after that, and ever since it's been dwindling.
Good.
All-time lows.
I'm honest.
But if they're not there for the audience, what's it there for?
Control.
Indeed.
Opposition.
Indeed.